Hello and welcome back to another episode of Walkabout. Today we're shooting Lomochrome Color 92. This is the 35mm variant. This is a film that Lomography released last year. I say last year. It's been a little bit of time before it was available in multiple formats, but the 35 was out for a little bit. I have had this one and the 120 in my fridge for a little bit, hoping for a nice time to shoot it, and I think it's finally time. So I'm going to take this out, shoot it in a few different lighting conditions, check it out. I've seen some samples, the ones on the box look quite promising, so I'm hoping that this is going to be a little bit muted, maybe a little bit blue by the looks of it, and potentially quite grainy. I have a feeling it's going to be somewhat like the Harman Phoenix, but I don't know. We're gonna see. I don't think there will be halation though. So I'm gonna try this. It comes in like it doesn't come in a canister, which is interesting. Let me actually rip this open. It says it's a compostable foil bag, which is cool. Okay, so this is one of those plastic containers, no metal involved by the looks of it. And yeah, it says that it's Formula 2022, which is interesting because I'm quite certain this was released in 2023. Either way, maybe they developed it a year early. It's also not DX coded, so keep that in mind when if you're planning on shooting this. So let's drop it in the Minolta X700 and take it for a spin. Just got it loaded in, and I thought I should mention that this is a ISO 400 film. And if you've never shot a Lomochrome film yet, they're just called chrome. They're not actually slide film. They're not color reversal. They're C41 color negative films. So you should develop them in C41 chemistry. And also some of those have an extended range between 100 to 400. This one is rated at 400, so I'm going to be shooting it at that. But I'll have some insight about whether or not it can be used as extended range after we've shot it. It was nice when I filmed the intro, but by the time I made it outside, it was quite windy and cloudy, but we trudge on. On to a sunnier day now. I lurked around this fountain for about 10 minutes to get some birds trying to drink some water from it. So I hope you like those pictures. For me, this film was a little bit iffy. I can't say that I enjoyed it as much as Harmon Phoenix. It kind of reminded me a little bit of some disposable type films, I think. It has a very specific, strong characteristic. I think that it definitely works better in certain lighting conditions over others. I think that in the pictures outside with bright sunlight, it did pretty decently. I just wasn't too much of a fan of how much the blues and the greens were in the shadows in indoor scenes, but I think it works for certain aesthetics. Like the photos in the subway station, I think they work pretty well, but not all of it was amazing. I think that when you're just shooting into shade outside, it's not that great, but the skin tones on the portraits were pretty good too. So it's kind of hit and miss for me. So definitely not my favorite of the ones that I've tried recently, but I think that if I were to shoot it more deliberately, or if you were to shoot it more deliberately for something like a portrait shoot or something, you might be getting decent results. It's a little bit grainy, but you know, all the alternatives that have this sort of vintage look are all kind of grainy. I think that's part of the aesthetic, so you know, I'm not going to complain about that. And I'm going to link some articles about pushing it. I'm going to see if I can find one about pulling it, but I've seen that there's definitely a Lomography article about pushing it to 800, so you can shoot it at different speeds. You don't have to shoot it at 400, so there's a little bit of dynamic range there, which is good. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's a fun time, nice to try. I still want to try it in 120 to see how it looks, so I'll definitely do that at some point. But yeah, you know, that's all I have to say about this one. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you in the next one.